Hello dear learner, welcome to our second lesson under module 3 where we're going to cover KCPE 2015 to 2019 question number 12. We'll start with question number 12 that was tested in 2019 KCPE. What is the square root of 17.64? Solution. So this is the meaning of square root of 17.64. So in this case, it has two decimal places. Therefore, it is like 1764 divided by 100. So the two zeros will stand for the two decimal places. Then to get the square root for that, you pair the digits from the right. So you start pairing these digits. So you're going to pair 4 and 6 and 7 and 1. So pairing, putting them into 2. Therefore, in this case, you're going to pair them from this point to that point. Then you ask yourself, look for a number that if you square that number, it will give you a 17, this pair, or it will give you something slightly below 17. So in this case, if you put a 3 here, you also put a 3 there, it will be 9, but 9 is very low. It's not nearer to 17. If you put 5 here, then you have to put 5 here. It will be 25. So 5 will be beyond 17. Therefore, we are left with 4. So 4 times 4, you get 16. You put the 16 here. Then you subtract. So after you subtract, you get 1. Then after getting 1, you'll drop the whole pair. You drop it down. So after doing that, then you'll get 164. What do you do? So you double this number, not this one, you double this one. So it is like 4 times 2. So 4 times 2, you get 8. This is the 8. And then it will have 80 something, 83, 81, or 83. So meaning this number that you put here should be the same number that you put here. So if you put a 3 here, this one should be a 3. If you put a 4 here, this will be 84. If you put a 5 here, this one will be 85. So the number that we put here is 2, so that when you multiply 82 times 2, you get 164. So when you get the 164, that comes to an end. So the square root of 1764 is 42. After you have gotten that, the square root of 100 is 10. Therefore, the answer is 4.2. The choice is D. B. In a ranch, the ratio of goats to sheep is 4:3. Sheep to goats to cows is 5:2. Cows to donkeys is 3:2. What's the ratio of goats to donkeys? Question 2018. Solution. Here we have goat and sheep. It is good you sketch. You have 3:4, 4:3. Then we have sheep. There is a common sheep to cows. So down here you put sheep 5, and then we have the cow 2. Then from that we have cows to donkey. So the cows is common. So you put donkeys, you put cows here. You put the cows. So, and then we have the donkey. Cows to donkey is 3:2. What is the ratio of goats to donkey? So in the first instance, you're going to find we have goat, sheep, cow. So in this case, we have sheep. We have been given 2 values of sheep. So we have to get the LCM of the 2, or what is common. In this case, if you get the LCM of this one, you will get to be 15. So now, if 15, this is 15, that means it is 15 divided by 3, okay? You get 5 times 4, you get 20 for the goats now. Or you look for a number that you multiply with 3 to get 15, so that you multiply the same number to this. Then you come here, 15 divided by 5, you get a 3 times this one, you get a 6. So if you are comparing the 3, goat, sheep, and cow, you'll get 20:15:6. But now it continues and says cows to donkeys is 3:2. So 3:2. So in this case, now you compare this one. So these cows and these are cows. This is not the same. The LCM of 3 and 6 is 6. So 6 divided by 6, you get 1. So you multiply everything by 1. That is why you have 2015. And then when you come to this one, it is 6 divided by 3, you get a 2. 2 times 2, you get a 4. So the ratio of goat, sheep, cow, and donkeys is 20:15, 6, and 4. But what is the question? What is the ratio of goats? Where are the goats? Goats to donkeys. Goats to donkeys. It will be 20:4. But you write it into the simplest form. In this case, it will be by 4, 1 by 4, 5. So it will be 5:1. That is how you work out the ratio. Then we move on to see what is the value of 816 divided by 4 plus 6. Open the bracket, 12 minus 5, close the bracket. This was a question tested in KCPE 2017. Solution. We start with the BODMAS, where we start with what is inside the bracket. So 12 minus 5, you get a 7. Then to remove the bracket, you multiply 6 by 7 to get a 42. So after that, before you do the multiplication, you have to consider BODMAS, so division comes before multiplication. So 816 divided by 4, you're going to divide, then you're going to get 204. Then you add 6 times 7, which is 42. So the answer to this is 246. So that is the choice. 12D, a business borrowed 40,000 from a lending institution at a simple interest rate of 2.5% per month. So it is good to note that you are talking per month. This is what makes many people go wrong. Read carefully. How much did he pay back at the end of 1 year? So at the end of the 1 year, it means we have how many months? 12 months. So in this case, it was tested in 2016 KCPE, and the solution. Simple interest, it's PRT, meaning principal times rate times time, where P is a principal, R is a rate, and T is a time. So total amount will be the principal plus the interest, which is given by PRT. So our principal is 40,000, this one, then plus the interest. This is the interest, you get it by 40 multiplied by the rate, and here you are going to put it into a fraction. 2 times 2, you get 4, plus 1, you get 5. So 5 over 2. So it is like 5 over 200 because this percentage. So that is why we have 5 over 200. Don't forget this part. And you put 101. So it is over 2. So 5 over 2 times percent, so it is over 100. So then you multiply by 12. Why 12? Because in a year we have 12 months, because this rate was calculated per month. If it was calculated per annum or per year, it means you could have multiplied with 1, but this one is 12 months. So after working out, you're going to get 40,000 plus 12,000, which will give you 52,000. So the answer is D. We move on to part E. The price of an item was reduced by 360. This represented 20% discount. So what is the price of the item after the discount? So 2015 question, solution. We are told that 360 represent 20% discount. And since a discount is you are relieved some money, it means it is going to be cheaper. Then it means you are going to get 100 minus 20, so you have 80%. So 80%, if 20 is 360, what about 80%? You multiply that with that, then you divide by this one. So in this case, 360 times 80 over 100, this is another way of writing 80%, divide by 20 over 100, because you divide. Then when you do that, you'll calculate and then put multiplication here, reciprocal, and over 20 to get 360 times 4 to get 1,440. So that is the price of the item after the discount. So meaning if you want the marked price, it will be this, you add the discount here. but the question is asking about the price of the item after the discount. That is the price. So F, what is the square root of 157,536? This one is just to make the concept of square root easier and more clearer. So solution, this is how you write it down, because we have how many decimal places? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you divide by 10,000. So in this case, you are going to pair from this end. So the 2 you pair, there are two digits, you pair that one, you pair that one, starting from the right. So you always start from that end. Then you first consider this one because it was left alone. So which number do you put here such that when you multiply the two similar numbers, you are going to get 1 or something close to 1 but less than 1. So this is 1. So 1 times 1, you get 1. So after subtraction, you get 0. When you subtract, you get 0. Then you drop the second pair. So you drop the whole of it, and then you double this one. So you double this one, meaning you multiply by 2. This one, you're going to get 2. Then ask yourself, which number do you put next to these two to make 20 something? So in this case, if you put 21, then here you have to put 1. 1 should appear 1. So 1 times 21 will get 21, which is much low, below 57. So the next number is 2, which will give you 44. So this number and this one should be the same. Therefore, 2 times 22, you get 44. Remember how you got this one is doubling this one. So 44, you subtract from 57, you get 3, then 1. Then you drop the whole pair. You drop it down. This is square root. So when you drop it, you ask yourself, which number do you get here? But before you get this one, you have to understand where you get 24. For this 24, you have to go up here, then you double the two numbers that you got in the first instance. So this one double, you get 24, you put 24 there. So what you need here is 240 something. So the something here we have should be the same as this one. So after our calculation, we found it is 5, which will give you a number closer to 1,375. So when you multiply, you get 1,225. You subtract, get 0, 5, and then you get 1. Then lastly, you drop the whole pair, you bring it down here, then you double 125, you double this one. So times 2, you get 250. So it will be 2,500 and something. So the something here should be the same with what we have here. In this case, it was 6 and 6. So when you multiply 6 with 2,506, you get 15,036. So this one will give you a 0. So the square root of this number is 1,256. So we are going to find that this is the square root. Divide now by 100 because the square root of 10,000 is 100. So our answer is 12.56. So choice C. Here is assignment for you. Make sure you answer. Read the question carefully, and I hope you are going to score everything. Thank you and be blessed.